Welcome to Tech Notice, my friends. I'm sure you've heard of Rode Wireless Go, but have you heard of Saramonic Blink500? So they're essentially exactly the same device, or they do the same things, They transfer audio wirelessly over Wi-Fi signal, and they both have built-in microphones on the top over here, as well as a lav mic inputs. So the question is, how good is this Saramonic Blink500 and how does it compare to Rode? Well, let's find out. So just a little bit about the test. At the moment, I'm recording both of these into the Zoom H1s that are on the table over here. One is over here, let me just turn it up, and then the other one is over here as well. One is plugged into Saramonic's receiver, the other one with the Rode. Both of them have been set on the same input levels, so you should be getting exactly the same kind of recording test, but just testing what the levels are both and which microphone comes in hotter. Also, another thing is that both of these have been set to max gain. So the microphones, if there's a choice on the Rode, which you can change them on the receiver, whereas on the Saramonic you can change the mic input on the transmitter on the side over here. Both of them have been set to max volume just to see the gains and things like that. So all throughout this video, just let me know, guys, if you hear any difference in the sounds. I know there's YouTube compression that goes through here, but let me know if you can hear the sound difference. So the first thing we want to get out of the way is that this Saramonic Blink500 is the underdog in the race. This costs so much less. So this Saramonic Blink500 comes with the kit, transmitter, receiver, and the wireless microphone, which I'm wearing on this side over here, which we're going to do the test in a moment. And then the Rode Wireless Go over here comes with just these transmitters. So one transmitter, one receiver, but no lav microphone. So you're going to have to purchase a separate wireless microphone, or the lav microphone that's called Rode Lavalier Go, in order to use it. If you go just Rode Smart Lav Plus, then you don't have these two kind of stereo inputs over here. You have three, which is meant for smartphones. So you're going to have to buy an adapter, which is going to cost extra. It's still going to work, but this is meant to be used with the Rode Wireless Go. The thing is, Rode Wireless Go comes in at $199, $200 for just the kit, plus $79 for the lav microphone. That brings us to $280, whereas the Blink500 comes in at $179 for the whole set. The lav microphone is included over here. It is slightly bigger than the Rode, but it is included, so around $100 less. At the moment, I'm using obviously these microphones are both from the same distance from my mouth. And how do these compare to each other? Now let's do a self noise test as well. I'm just going to shut up for a second so you can hear the self noise. Now the next test is, let's plug them in to the actual microphone. So this is one microphone on this side and one microphone on the top. So one thing that I noticed, let me just check the levels over here that they're all right. One thing that I noticed over here is that the Saramonic's mic you plug in from the side, which is a little bit inconvenient for me, kind of makes this a little bit bulkier. If you see over here, it's much bulkier kind of body or layout over here instead of this one. This one is much smaller. The Rode is on the top, but the good thing is with the Blink500 is that when you pull the wire from the top, let's say someone pulls a shirt off or adjusts the shirt, it's not going to pull the microphone up because it's plugged in sideways, whereas from the Rode you can easily pull it up. When someone pulls the wire from the top, it can actually come out. You wonder, why is this magnetic thing attached to my Rode? Well, it's because it's part of my cinematic rig. If you haven't seen that one, just check it out over there. That's why this is over there. It's just a little magnetic bar over here so I can attach it to a camera monitor. Just check out the links over there. You'll find it out. So both of these microphone sets also use USB-C to charge them. They have built-in batteries that need to be charged. Now, what I do like about Rode a bit more is that the Rode has a small LCD panel where I can see the levels, or the dB meter, and I can see what the levels are like on here. Because there's no levels to me, I don't know if it's clipping or not until I clip it into the camera or my recorder or things like that. But it's just a nice little extra to have on the Rode as well before I'm plugging it in onto the receiver, because sometimes maybe I'm actually talking too loud that it's actually clipping before it's sending it to the recorder. So it's good to know that on the Rode, whereas the Saramonic doesn't have that. Saramonic generally just feels a little bit more plasticky and the cheaper quality product when you're just feeling the materials, whereas Rode just feels like a high quality plastics and much more tense, like in terms of feels heavier and it's smaller, whereas this feels very light and big. So on the body bag is like actually bigger as well. If you didn't know that already, then the Rode, these clips on the back over here, the belt clips to put it on your, wherever, on your belts, on your lapels, wherever, they are actually designed to go into your camera's cold shoe mount or hot shoe mount. And both of the transmitter and the receiver have exactly the same on the back, and you can slot it on your camera cold shoe mount. The Saramonic Blink500 has the same on the receiver, so the receiver can be on the camera, whereas the transmitter cannot be on the camera. This transmitter belt is a little bit bigger, which is good to put it on your belt. It's a bit stronger than the Rode one, much bigger and feels just stronger. Only the receiver can be attached on the camera. So before we're going to go into the other studio, and I'll tell you my view of which one sounds best and my opinion. Obviously, I'd love to know your opinion in the comment section below. One thing to do is the range test. So let's have a look which one has the better range, and let's do that now. So guys, this is the range test over here. I am 20 meters away from the actual receivers there at the moment. They're just on the side, both recording over here. I've got them plugged in on the body back in the front over here. Obviously when I'm walking that way, I'm going to walk forwards that way, then it's probably going to cut out. But Rode on this side, the Blink500 on this side. So let's see what the test is. So 20 meters. So check 1, 2, this is 50 meters away from the receivers. Check, check, check. How does the sound test? That's all right. Sorry for the wind. If you can hear a little bit of wind, it's because, the mics are out. Can't hear any wind. Okay, that's good. Let's keep going. 50 meters. Okay, this is 75 meters. Check 1, 2, 3. How does it sound? Hello, my friends. Range test 75 meters. Okay, check, check, check. Okay, 75 meters. Looks like Saramonic is out already. Rode is still going, so let's keep doing the test. This is 100 meters away. How do I sound? Check 1, 2. Do I sound all right? How does it sound? Can you hear Saramonic? No, Saramonic's all gone, right? Okay, and Rode, is Rode still coming through? Can you see? Rode still coming through. 100 meters away, Rode still coming through. Let's keep going. 20 meters now in the line of sight. Can you still hear the Rode? Is the Rode all right? Okay, Rode. 120 meters still going. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1. 130 meters. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 3. Can you hear me all right? Rode still okay. Can you hear me now? Is that better as well, or can you see me? How does it? So what this is? 140, 30 meters. 140. I think this must be like double the range now. 150 meters. Can you still hear Rode? Check 1, 2. Check 1 through. Okay, Rode's not coming through. So welcome back to the different studio, and it's another day because I've actually edited all the video up to this part of the video. So this is now not edited, but I wanted to do that to actually see how both of these microphones actually sound and what the levels are like, to actually give you, just the comprehensive review of my opinion and things like that. Obviously, I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. So here's the conclusion then. We know that the Saramonic range is not as good as Rode's, okay? Rode goes miles more than Saramonic. And this is just one part of the story. Now, the Saramonic also has much higher self noise levels. So there's so much more noise in the levels when you hear the microphones. You can see as well, this time I've actually tried to match the levels before in the camera over here to see if it's any better. When doing the test before, just the levels from Saramonic came a little bit more noisier and things like that. So Saramonic is $100 cheaper compared to the Rode. But does that mean that you shouldn't buy the Saramonic? When listening back to the cameras, I actually enjoyed the sound of Saramonic a little bit more than Rode. So when the levels were matched, and let's take the background noise away, or just the self noise, which you can reduce by just adding a little bit of denoising in the post processing, then I actually enjoyed the sound of Saramonic a little bit more. I think the mic has a little bit more lows in there, and then the mids aren't as crisp and as sharp. It's just much more mellower sound and sounds nicer. I just prefer it. But the Rode in overall is a better product. You know, the range is better. It just works a little bit better. Just how it's thought through, it's a little bit better product. Whereas the Saramonic just is a little bit of a cheaper option, but actually does a very good job. So when would you buy the Blink500? I would buy the Blink500 if you are doing maybe something that is low buy, or maybe doing interviews in tech shows, for example, or you're a YouTuber or someone who does something that you can know that they're quite close to you, but you don't want to have the wires in there and you still want to monitor your audio somehow, then the Blink is a very good option to save like $100 on there. Now, I wouldn't really try it, you know, doing some kind of interviews or talking heads or things like that where you just need to put the microphone on someone and monitor the audio. It's a very good option, a very good, you know, you're saving $100. I like that a lot. The Rode I would use more like for weddings and things like that, because I know that even the Rode was sometimes struggling on a range when I was doing weddings. So I don't expect the Saramonic to do even better on this. So if you're doing like weddings or, you know, more shoots where your actual subject or the person who's speaking is a little bit further away and you need to rely on the range, then the Rode obviously is the better option over here. Another little thing that I noticed about Saramonic is that when you're charging the Saramonic, it's a little bit confusing. I looked it up on the instructions, but when you're charging the microphones over here, this blue like microphone, this blue light turns green, and when you start charging and you see a green light, to me, like naturally, that tells me that the battery is full. Whereas what it actually means is, yes, it is charging. And then when the light turns off, that means it is full. It's just like a very confusing way for me to configure a light to tell you what it means. It's much more natural to me to know that, okay, green means full and red means empty. So I would have loved to see that when you plug it in, boom, it's red. And then when it's fully charged, it turns to green. So overall, I do like that the Saramonic comes everything packed in there. You don't need to get anything else. You know, microphone is already included, and the unboxing experience is much better actually than the Rode one. Even the packaging looks a little bit better than Rode. So Rode's definitely saved some money on the packaging, whereas Saramonic has not. It was a very nice experience unboxing it, but you know, that's very, very low points in the actual reviewing scheme of how good the product is. So this is the test of the Blink500 review. I'd love to know from you guys what you think of this. In my opinion, I think it's a very good product, but compared to Rode, it is not as good. But the sound quality is, I prefer it much more than Rode, and that's my verdict. What do you think? I'd love to know from you in the comment section below. As always, hit that like button, it actually makes a difference. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.